A light in the shadows, in a modest neighborhood on the outskirts of Atlanta, lived a girl named Anaya. With almond-shaped eyes, deep brown skin, and silky black hair braided with care by her mother every morning, Anaya carried the beauty of her Indian heritage like a quiet flame. She was the middle child between a curious younger brother and a teenage rebel older than her. Their home was small, but their hearts were enormous, held together by the strength of a single woman, Deepa, their mother. Deepa had come to America as a young bride, but the marriage quickly crumbled under the weight of abuse and abandonment. Left alone with 3 children, she worked 2 jobs cleaning homes by day, waitressing by night. Even so, she never let bitterness grow in her heart. "Kindness is our legacy," she often whispered to Anaya before bed, but kindness wasn't always returned. Anaya faced daily prejudice comments about her accent, her skin, her clothes. Still, she held her head high. Despite everything, Anaya had a softness that the world hadn't managed to crush. At 17, she dreamed of being a writer, pouring her emotions into worn notebooks she kept hidden under her bed. Her brothers called her a daydreamer, but Deepa called her a warrior in bloom. Yet life wasn't gentle. Each day was a test of resilience. And love? That was a fantasy Anaya had quietly folded into the corners of her poetry until she met Jaden. He first appeared on a rainy Tuesday. She was helping an elderly woman cross the street when a silver truck stopped nearby. A man stepped out tall, caramel-skinned, dressed in jeans and a simple hoodie. He looked like a mechanic or maybe a delivery driver, but there was a kindness in his eyes that made Anaya pause. Jaden offered her a ride home, and after a moment's hesitation, she accepted. That ride changed everything. Jaden started showing up often, sometimes with coffee, sometimes just with stories. He listened, truly listened. And Anaya, for the first time, felt seen. What she didn't know was that Jaden wasn't just kind. He was heir to one of the largest tech companies in the Southeast. But he had grown tired of gold-plated rooms and fake people. So he'd left it all behind for a while, trying to rediscover what truly mattered. Their friendship turned into something delicate and beautiful. On the rooftop of her apartment building, under fairy lights and with the distant hum of the city, Jaden kissed her for the first time. He hadn't told her who he was yet, not because he was afraid, because he wanted to make sure she loved the man, not the name. And Anaya did, completely. Their hearts had found each other long before secrets could matter. But secrets always surface. One day, while scrolling through a viral news post, Anaya saw him, Jaden Halil, the invisible billionaire who had returned to the public eye after months of disappearance. Her heart stopped. For a moment, she felt betrayed. But when he showed up at her door, breathless and vulnerable, she saw the same man who had knelt to tie her brother's shoelace and laughed at her silly poems. "I didn't lie to hurt you," he said. "I hid because I wanted to feel real life again. And in you, I found the most real thing I've ever known." Tears streamed down her face, not from anger, but from the overwhelming truth that her heart already knew. She kissed him, this time without fear. Because love, real love, doesn't come dressed in titles. It shows up on rainy Tuesdays in borrowed coffee cups. Months later, Deepa sat in the front row of a local bookstore, wiping proud tears from her eyes. Anaya, now a published poet, read her debut collection to a packed room. Jaden held her hand under the table. Their love hadn't just survived, it had bloomed. And in the crowd, people didn't see a poor girl from the wrong neighborhood. They saw a storyteller, a warrior, a woman who turned shadows into light. And in that light, everything changed.